Well, here's another day of our trip to England where we went to Windsor Castle, Stonehenge, and Bath, England. We decided to take an online excursion and try to visit these places since we've never been here before and we thought it'd be a lot of fun. We had to meet our tour bus pretty early, about 7, and it was a little difficult finding the meeting spot they told us to meet at, but we eventually found it because we found some other people headed to the tour. And right when we began our tour, we started with a rainbow greeting us. And we did follow the tour guide, and we started walking up to Windsor Castle to be one of the first groups in line because he did say that it got really congested and we'd have to wait a long time. So when we got up there to wait in line, we had about a 45-minute wait. Now, it was a little hard to do, but I guess it was worth it not to have to follow behind thousands of people. The town we walked through was really charming and quaint. We really wanted to make sure we had some time afterwards to go through some of these shops looking for souvenirs and trinkets and keepsakes. He showed us this little crooked building. Had the cutest little crooked door and frame. And then we walked up a little more. We were almost at the castle. And like I said, we did have to wait about 45 minutes to get in. And he did tell us to go to the chapel first and then backtrack to go to the apartments and the dollhouse to make sure we saw everything. And I think we had about, I want to say about an hour and a half here to tour the castle. So we did the tour in about an hour, and then we used the rest of our time to dart in some little shops, but we didn't have hardly any time. I really like these tours, but my only criticism is we get to these fabulous places and we just don't have enough time. So we walked around the grounds of the castle and took some of our cheesy touristy pictures and just kind of admired it all. Now, they would let you take all the pictures you wanted to outside, but they said no photography inside. We even tried to take some video and pictures inside the gift shop, and we got in trouble there for trying to take pictures. They were very strict, no pictures inside. I don't know why, but that was their rule. But you'll see a little bit later in the video, we did accidentally take a couple. Well, our tour guide did suggest that we go to the chapel first. He said we would get to see more if we started at the chapel and then went inside the castle. So we took his advice and we went there. And it was really amazing. I've seen some of this on TV before, but it's just different when you see it in person. It's just really incredible. We did see one of the guards there. He stood there at the door for the longest time. Then at a certain time, he just started marching and doing his routine. So we did get a little video of him. Now, when we went inside the chapel, we did get to see the final resting place of Queen Elizabeth and Prince Albert, her husband. And this was also the final resting place for several other kings and queens we saw there. You would definitely recognize it from TV if you went inside. It has all the wooden benches and altars. It has so much ornate woodwork in there, and it's just a long aisle where there's benches and altars on both sides, and people would walk down it. I think they've had weddings there. It's just beautiful, and it's just really something to see in person. Now, again, like I said, they would not let us take pictures inside, and I didn't want to just go online and find different pictures, but these are the pictures we accidentally took there. This is a picture of the dollhouse. I think it's a replica of Windsor Castle. I'm not 100% sure, but it was really extravagant, and everything was miniature. And I think they told us it had electricity in it and a little bit of running water, and even some of the books were like real books inside it. This is a picture of one of the sets of china down one of the hallways at Windsor Castle that we accidentally took a picture of with our phone. It's just so hard not to take pictures. This place is so gorgeous. You just want to videotape the whole thing, but they just won't let you. But I guess it is a privilege just to get to go inside and see how they live. Now, Ray did get his picture made with a couple of people. They were so funny because when he asked to take a picture with them, one of them said, "I don't mind. Do you mind?" And then she was like, "I don't mind either." So they took it. It was kind of funny. And then this is what the town looked like. It was really cute. And we just did not get enough time to go into these places and shop because we were rushed to go back to the bus so we can make the next stop on the tour. So we tried to take as many pictures and video as we could on our way back. and there were all kinds of statues and just pretty sights to see. We wanted to take pictures of, but we did the best we could with the short amount of time we had. And I did see this Build-A-Bear workshop on the way back to the bus that was really cute. I wish I had time to go in there and get one of those made. That would have been a really nice keepsake. So it was now time to be off to our second stop, which was Stonehenge. Now, we got in the bus. I think it was about a 45 minute drive there. It wasn't too long. And when we got out, we saw this structure, which was actually the gift shop and the restaurant. So we took a couple pictures, and the temperature there got really cold really fast. It didn't rain on us, but the wind chill factor had to be like 10 or 20 degrees. It was just so cold. And we saw these birds there. They told me they're called a rook. And I know they were joking with me, but they told me that one was named George. And we got to Stonehenge, and it was beautiful to look at. And it did not rain, but the sky was gray, but it made a really pretty backdrop for Stonehenge. But honestly, after you saw this for about 15 minutes, you had seen enough, especially when it was like 10 degrees outside. So at first, so many people were there, and it was really hard to get a picture, but then we waited, and as those people left to get back on the bus to go back to the restaurant, the gift shop, we hung around and got a lot of great pictures. Now here's a lot of video of the gift shop. You see they had everything that could possibly say Stonehenge on it. They had ornaments, t-shirts, just everything you could think of. Their ornaments, those beaded ornaments, are usually about 15 to 18 pounds, which is probably about $20 American. So they're a little pricey, but I think we ended up finding an ornament for about $5 or $6. That wasn't too bad. A lot of t-shirts. They had a lot of stuffed animals, magnets, patches, just anything you could think of. But I love that. I'm the typical tourist that loves to go souvenir shopping. Had that little bookcase shaped like Stonehenge. That was cute. They had mountain goats, and they had the different wildlife that hang around that area. Just really cool to see. Then they had some teddy bears that had Stonehenge on their t-shirts. And then they had the rook. I really started to get one of those because that bird was just too cool. These are really cool. It's a Stonehenge neck pillow for the airplane. I thought that was genius. And then they had little Stonehenge stress balls that were pretty cool. And then, of course, they had to have a Stonehenge Monopoly game. They had a little bit of everything. They had books that you could buy. Then they had the double-decker London buses everywhere. I got one of those, actually. They had a wallet with Britain and the Queen's dogs. Just so much cool stuff there. I wanted to spend a lot more money, but I was trying to be realistic and not overspend. Even the benches outside were cool. They had stones stacked all on the inside that made up the bench. And then these are the wristbands we had all day to get into the different attractions of Stonehenge and Windsor Castle, and then our golden tour one. And then our final stop of the day was Bath, England. So we drove probably another 45 minutes or so. We got to see some more of the English countryside with all the sheep on the hills. And then we started pulling into Bath. And you could already tell this was going to be a beautiful town. And to make it more exciting, it did have a Christmas market because we are big suckers for an English or European Christmas market. They're so cool and so much fun. Now, we really didn't get to look around when we first got there. We had to follow our group because our first stop was to see the ancient Roman baths. And that's how the town became famous, is for these baths there. And I listened to some of the history of it. There used to be a queen that had a lot of trouble becoming pregnant. She had a lot of miscarriages. And she heard of these thermal waters there that would help people heal on the inside. So she started visiting the baths here to get in the thermal waters, hoping she could be healed. And then when word got out that royalty was visiting the baths, it attracted a lot more people. A lot more royalty went there first, and then I think just everybody wanted to go there. Now, we did actually explore the entire building and the grounds there, but we kind of did a fast tour. We kind of went around taking videos, taking our pictures, seeing the different rooms, but we knew, again, we were on a very tight time limit, a very strict time limit. So we had to go pretty fast because we did want to go outside and enjoy those Christmas markets, because when we did sign up for the Gate 1 tour, it was called an English Christmas Market Tour, and we really didn't get to do a whole lot of that. So that's mainly what we wanted to do. So we were trying to use our time wisely and trying to get out there. Now, this picture right here is of people that clean the baths. They have to clean it out all the time because they say it stays really dirty. They have to keep it clean. And this room was kind of like a private area back in the day they could go in. They did have a couple people there in costumes that you could get your picture made with, and they would even tell you the history of the place. Well, we finally ended the bath tour, and then we got to go outside and explore the Christmas market some. This is really what we wanted to do. The town is beautiful, the markets are beautiful. When they light it all up, it's even prettier. And we did get to stay there until nighttime, which their nighttime is actually starting at about 4:30 in the afternoon when it gets dark. It's kind of hard to get used to, but it was so cool. I was trying to find my friend Jackie a nativity ornament. I looked everywhere. You would think they would be everywhere, and we couldn't find the first one there. So I ended up getting her a Paddington Bear ornament instead because she kind of hinted around she liked those. This little vendor, their little vegetables were so cute. We bought a couple of those. They were only £5. And then we went to this vendor that had scarves and socks and hats, and Ray bought a couple there. He brought his mom some. And then we went to this fun vendor that had all these little rubber ducks and kind of cool stuff that I like. They had these little mice ornaments. I did buy one of those. They were £12, which is probably more like $14 or $15 in American money. But, you know, on vacation, you usually do spend a little bit more than you normally would on things just because they're really fun. And, you know, a lot of them are handmade, so of course they're going to be a little more expensive. Here's Ray. I think he bought 2 hats, so I'm glad he bought himself something. He usually doesn't buy himself anything, and then I come home with tons of stuff because I like little fun things. I almost bought one of those little wooden mice. They were pretty cool. They were only £3. But anyway, it was fun. A lot of the stores were open there too. We didn't go just to vendors at the Christmas markets. We also went into the stores, and these were some of the little fun things they had there. I actually got my friend Jessica a couple of these for some of her Christmas presents. Well, you know, going to England has always been on my bucket list. I'm so glad I finally got to do it. We ended up spending about, I think, 10 or 11 days there. So I did several videos of the different things we did, so it wouldn't just be like a 2-hour video. But here's the Christmas market when it started to get dark, and you can see when everything was lit up. It was very beautiful. And I hope if it's something that you want to do, you get to do it as well. It was really cool. Oh, and we did see a Toys R Us there. I was surprised at that. I thought they all went out of business. So they did have places to eat there, but we ate at a quick shop because we didn't have much time. And they gave us this little melted snowman cookie free just because they were so nice to us, and we really appreciated that. So it was about time to make our way back to the bus. So we got one final look at the Christmas market and took a last few pictures and video just to remember this incredible experience we had. We're so thankful we got to do something like this in our lifetime. So thank you to God for these amazing blessings. I'm just so thankful we got to do this. So we did go head back to the hotel at this point. We saw a couple cool little things, and then I did record this, that when you cross the street they tell you which way to look, because I think tourists have been hurt in the past. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I've got several videos out there of our England trip, and my channel mainly consists of our travel, valuing my toy collection, and beauty pageants, which is my career. So if you like any of that, please feel free to subscribe. So until the next video, guys, we'll see you then.